Welcome to the lovely tidal Thames foreshore here at Strand on the Green at Chiswick, just downstream from Kew Bridge. This is where an awful lot of the activities for this year's TideFest are going to be taking place on Sunday, September the 20th. We've got paddleboarding, we've got kayaking, we've got foreshore walks, we've got trips to Thames Islands, we've got a fishing competition, host of activities for everybody of all ages and all dispositions. Let's now go and take a look at some of the events that we've got planned and talk to some of the people who've been doing such a great job organising TideFest 2015. So we're here at Brentford Boating Arch, the headquarters of Active 360 and Edge Paddling. You're the guys, Paul, that organise stand-up paddling and kayaking on the river. You've got a whole load of taster sessions planned for TideFest on September the 20th. Tell me about stand-up paddleboarding. Why is it so popular?
It's just a very, very accessible sport. It's very easy to get into. The equipment is pretty simple. It's just a board and a paddle, buoyancy aid, and you can self-rescue. If you fall off, you just jump back on again. So it's just one of the most simple sports to get into, and it's fun.
And I hear there are one or two celebrities that like stand-up paddleboarding.
Yeah, there are a few getting into it. Bill Bailey has been doing a lot of paddling lately. He was in The Guardian on his board a few weeks ago.
So do you think we'll see Bill Bailey here at TideFest?
Oh, I hope so. I mean, I think Bill's on a world tour though, so it depends where he is in the world at that time, whether he's happened to be in London.
Well, give him a buzz for me and remind me, will you, Paul?
I will do.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Well, I'm joined here by Tim Young, Commodore of the Strand on the Green Sailing Club, one of our partners at TideFest. What have you got planned, Tim, for September the 20th?
We've got a sailing dinghy race planned for 6 o'clock. It'll be high tide then, so the current will be quite strong, and we could have up to a dozen races competing for the TideFest Sailing Cup.
And our spectators welcome along?
Oh, it'll be good fun. Part of our aim of the club is to entertain all the fans on the foreshore and the pubs.
And presumably get people into sailing.
Yes.
I mean, what's this like as a sailing venue?
Very challenging. The tide is what makes all the difference. As well as the wind, you're always one way or the other fighting the tide. It's very strong.
Well, we're looking forward to it, Tim.
Yep.
I hope you have a great event.
I think we will.
And I'm joined by Peter Finch from the River Thames Society. Peter, I understand you've got some quite exciting boat trip opportunities for us for TideFest.
Yes, we have laid on 4 one-hour trips from Kew Pier, which is just behind us. The boat is called the Windrush. It's a lovely boat owned by Ken Dwan, who owns the boatyard further up the river, who's a qualified Thames waterman.
And the Windrush, that's got a bit of a history, hasn't it?
It used to belong to the Environment Agency, was an inspection launch. He's had it for the last few years, and it's a lovely boat, and he's going to take people, up to 12 people at a time, around some of the islands here and give them a little potted history of the river.
So an opportunity to sail on a bit of Thames history and see some of the Thames Islands that a lot of people don't know too much about.
Absolutely, yes. And the best way to see the Thames Islands is from a boat on the river.
I couldn't agree with you more. One of the great joys of being involved with TideFest is that I can make my hobby my work. Fishing, of course, is my first love, and I'm joined by Danny Williams from the Angling Trust. I understand the Angling Trust have organised a pretty big angling competition here on the river.
But we started it in 2014, cracking competition, plenty of weights over double figures. The winning weight, which was just up from the island peg where we are this afternoon, was taken with £34 plus. Plenty of big bream, big dace, and even some amazing little tiny bass that have come upriver and take the maggot with the coarse fish.
It is just amazing what's already in this river, and of course we haven't had the super sewer built to clean it up. It's still a pretty good fishery, isn't it?
I think it'll be truly amazing once the sewer system's in, and it'll mirror what's happened on the River Mersey. I mean, they've got octopus in there now. There's dolphin and porpoise. This venue's begging for it, and right in the centre of London.
So you're going to fish the match yourself, are you?
I'm hoping to, yeah. If I can get a ticket, definitely. We've only got 50 pegs, so they're going to be, so there's going to be some competition and getting into the competition to start off with.
And I understand you're splitting the 50 peg match into 2 sections. You've got 25 here at Strand on the Green, downstream from Kew Bridge,
yes,
and 25 at Barnes. What can the people at Barnes expect to catch?
On this section, it's going to be bream, and then at Barnes, predominantly roach and dace.
And are you thinking we'll get good weights in both sections?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
And the tides, I understand it, are perfect. We can get a good 5 hours fishing in as the tide goes down.
As the tide goes down, which is ideal. I mean, it's very exciting fishing. You're moving a lot and you're sort of trying to keep in contact with the fish.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, Danny. I hope you have a great match.
So do I.
Thank you. Natalie, you're from Tideway Tunnels. What prompted you guys to sponsor TideFest?
Well, TideFest is a celebration of the River Thames, and the River Thames really is the lifeblood of London. At Thames Tideway Tunnel, our core objective is to tackle the pollution into the River Thames so that we can make this an open space that we have in London for everyone to enjoy for both leisure and commerce. Sewage pollution into the river is the last remaining source of pollution, and that's why we need to tackle it. The Thames Tideway Tunnel will increase capacity in London's sewerage network. We're relying on a Victorian system at the moment, which simply just can't cope with the number of people we have living in the city. So we need to build the Thames Tideway Tunnel to future-proof the sewer network.
I'm joined by Lydia Blake. You're the manager of Thames Water's Kempton Nature Reserve. I understand you're opening it to the public.
We are indeed, Martin. Kempton Nature Reserve is normally members only access, but a couple of times in the year we open it up to the general community to come in, have a look around and see what we've got to offer them.
And Lydia, what sort of wildlife are people likely to see down at Kempton?
Well, we've got a lake, we've got reedbed, we've got woodland, we've got some wet grassland areas, all sorts of different habitats with all sorts of different species. Birds, aquatic invertebrates, dragonflies, butterflies, whatever turns up on the day.
And I understand you have had some rare species there in the past.
We have in the past. We've had avocet, we've had bittern, we've had little ring plover, all sorts of things. You never know what's going to turn up.
Well, could be a birdie's paradise.
Could be.
Well, I hope it's a good day. Well, I hope you enjoyed that brief canter through the programme of events that we've got all lined up for you for this year's TideFest, taking place here on the Thames Tideway on September the 20th. Of course, we're able to lay on these events because of the generous sponsorship we've received from our sponsors Thames Water and the Tideway Tunnel organisation. The river is a fantastic opportunity for recreation, for Londoners and for people from miles around, and it'll become even better when it's cleaned up as a result of the Thames Tideway Tunnel, which is going to take out up to 39 million tonnes of untreated sewage effluent from the river. So do come along on September the 20th, enjoy the programme, have a great day out by the river, and if you want more information, please go to our website.